All right, so for today's equality practice, I will go through this first slide totally with you. After that, I will go through parts of all the other slides, and the rest of the work you will do totally on your own. So let's get this party started. A mathematical statement with numbers, symbols, and operations, but no equal sign is going to be an expression. Okay, so that would be something like 2x plus 5. A symbol that shows two expressions are equal, well, that's going to be the equal sign. Having equality on, having the same value on both sides, so the same value on both sides of an equal sign, that's going to be equality. I just gave you the answer. And so equality would be something like 4 equals 4, or 2 plus 2 equals 4. That's equality. A mathematical statement that includes an equal sign to show two things are equal, that's going to be an equation. So an equation would be something like 2x plus 5 equals 7. And then a symbol that shows two expressions are not equal, okay? They're not equal. That gives us the not equal sign. So two expressions that are not equal. 4 is not equal to 2. 2 plus 3 is not equal to 6. All right. Complete the equation. This is the hardest slide, so if you want to do this one totally last after we go through all of our examples, I would understand. So first things first, figure out the side where you already have everything you need. 17 plus 8 is 25, and then some number minus 18 should also equal 25. Now, I don't know what this is off the top of my head. But instead of minusing 18, I can do 25 plus 18, and that gives me 43. And if I check that on my calculator, if I do 43 minus 18, that's going to give me 25. Next up, we have 12 times 4, so that's 48. So some number minus 12 needs to also give us 48. Again, I might not know that off the top of my head, so instead, I'm going to take 48, what it should equal, and instead of subtracting that 12, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to add that 12. Well, that gives me 60. And I'm going to check. 60 minus 12 in my calculator definitely gives me 48. Let's look at this next one. 133 plus 22 gives us 155. So what number subtracted from 173 gives us 155? Well, this time our number is in the back being subtracted. So what I need to do is I need to take 173, subtract 155, still going to subtract, and what we'll get is 18. And 173 minus 18 gives me 155. So in those first two, we were trying to find a bigger number to equal a smaller number, right? Because we were subtracting. Here we had a smaller number, and we were taking a bigger number minus something else. So that other number needed to also be smaller. That's why we subtracted. All right. 23 plus 14 gives us 27. Well, we have 3 times some number to give us 27. You could do 27 divided by 3 to figure that out. Or if you know your times tables, you should know that 3 times 9 is 27. Then we have 4 times 3 is 12. 6 times something should give us 12. And if you don't know your times tables, you could do 12 divided by 6, and that gives you 2. Next up, we have 56 divided by 7, which is 8. We have to do some number times 4. Well, we can take 8 and divide it by 4 to give us 2. Now notice, for a lot of these, except for this special case scenario, what we did is we did the opposite sign, right? Here we subtracted 18 to figure out the answer. We added 18 to what we figured out, the number we could figure out. Here we knew 27. We were multiplying by 3, so we divided by 3 in order to figure out our answer. Here we knew 12, but we were multiplying by 6, so we divided by 6 to help us figure out our answer. In this next one, we knew we had 8, but we were multiplying by 4, so we divided by 4 to figure out our answer. So again, this is the harder one because you have to be really fluid in your numbers. There should be no negative numbers. And just so you guys know, this is the one that everybody messes up on. So take your time. Be careful. All right, let's move on. Which operation? So you got to figure out which operation would make each side equal. So you can either use adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing. So 67 plus 61 is 128. So we got to figure out 78 and 50. Are we going to add, subtract, multiply, or divide? Well, let's check in our calculus. Do one at a time. 78 plus 50. Well, that does give me 128, so that's my answer. Then we have 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. So let's check here. 12 plus 3, well, that doesn't give me 4. 12 minus 3, that doesn't give me 4. 12 times 3, that definitely doesn't give me 4. So it's got to be 12 divided by 3, and that does give me 4. Next up, we have 36. So we got to figure out 42 plus 6. Well, that doesn't give me 36. 42 minus 6, that does give me 36. All right, next up we have 61 minus 31, and that gives us dirty 30. Now we got to figure out what math operation needs to happen between the 11 and the 19. Well, 11 plus 19 does give us 30. So like I just went through with you, I just slowly went down one at a time to figure out which one gave us the answer of the side we could compute the number for. All right, next up we have true or false. So you got to figure out if the statement is true or if it is false. So here we go. 10 times 7 is 70. Is 70 equal to 3 plus 4, which is 7? No, that is false. Next up we have 60 divided by 5. Well, that gives us 12. So we got to figure out, is that equal to 4 times 3? Yes, that is true. And then 26 plus 18 gives us 44. So is 44 equal to 32 plus 12? Well, that's also 44, so that is true. Next up, you are going to, it's pretty much like our last slide here, but you will circle the correct answers and you will X out the ones that are not correct. So let's look at this first box. 3 times 3 is 9, so is 9 equal to 3 divided by 1? No. Then we have 36 minus 9. Well, that equals to 27. So is 27 equal to 5 divided by 1, which is 5? No. Next, we have 9 times 9, which is 81. So is 81 equal to 118 minus 37? Well, that gives us 81. So yes. Next up, we have 8 times 6, which is 48. So is 48 equal to 42 plus 4, which is 46? No, that is incorrect. So that's how you'll do this slide. You'll do the rest on your own. All right, next slide, we're trying to figure out, are we going to use an equal sign or are we going to use a not equal sign? So 40 minus 28 is 12. 3 times 4 is 12. So these are equal. Next, we have to figure out 64 divided by 8 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. These are not equal. 10 times 10 is 100. 90 plus 11 is 101. So these are not equal. 6 times 2 is 12. 120 divided by 10 is also 12. So these are equal. We'll do the rest on your own. All right, so be careful here. We are same thing, true or false, but now we got to be careful and look at what our, if we have an equal sign or a not equal sign. Okay? So 15 divided by 3 is 5. So is 5 equal to 4 plus 4 is 5? Yes, 5 is equal to 5. That is true. All right. 44 divided by 11 is 4. Is that not equal to 4 times 4? So is 4 not equal to 4? No, that's a false statement, so I'm going to put false. 4 is most definitely equal to 4. All right, next one we'll do together is 12 times 5 is 60. So is 60 equal to 16? 6 plus 10? Nope, that's false. All right, so be careful. Watch the signs here. Watch your signs. Watch your signs. Watch your signs. Watch your sign. Watch your sign. All right, this is the last one we'll do together. It's the same thing as before with the true or false, but we circle the ones that are correct, X out the ones that are wrong. So watch your signs. I would recommend doing what I'm about to do here. 3 times 4 is 12. I copy the symbol. It says not equal. 6 times 2 is 12. 12 is not equal to 12? That's not true. Next up we have 10 times 11 is 110. That's not equal to 100 plus 9 is 109. Yes, 110 is not equal to 109. 22 plus 16 is 38. 38 is not equal to 32 plus 6 is 38. That's not true. So we're going to cross that out. 12 times 2 is 24. 24 is not equal to 4 times 6 is 24. Yes, it is. So we're going to cross that out. Like I said, the rest of this you'll do on your own. If you have any questions, please let me know.